Hey guys, Lady Borgia here, and welcome back to my channel. It is part 1 of the brows. That's right, highly requested video, although I am dedicating and doing the wave to Ms. Kathy. Check her channel out below, in fact both of them, as she requested it first. We are going to do a beginner setup of how to proportion out the brow. They do frame the face. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for some optical illusions in case you have close set eyes, far set eyes, and some other things. And we're going to go into how I do my brows right now, because guys, they are hair. You can do them so many different ways, and the way I do it now is somewhere between super glam and much more natural, so it's a good place to start the series. All right, let's go get some brows on, and you know what? Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ding 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 dong ding, hit that notification bell, because I am live twice weekly with 2 different series, and I upload multiple videos weekly. Let's go. Okay, I have pulled you guys in a little bit closer so we can get started. Now, the first thing you're gonna need to get is a spoolie. They come like this. It looks like a mascara wand, but on a stick. Or you can get the disposable kind, which I always keep on hand. It's like 50 or 100 to a pack. I get them on Amazon. I will link them below. And you're gonna wanna come in and brush your brows up. And this is just the setup. We are setting up the brows and getting them ready to do. If you already have your brows set up and proportioned, you can skip ahead. So the next thing you're going to need are brow scissors. They're curved a little bit. Once again, I will link them below. Now, if you come on in here, and this is why we brush them up, is to see if there's anything above that line sticking up really bad. I do mine on a regular basis, so see how there's nothing really, there's maybe a little something here. Trust me, you want to err on the side of caution. They will grow back if you cut them, unlike plucking where they may not, but you can leave a chunk out of your brow accidentally, and it's just better to be a little bit safer than to take too much off. I can see right here, there we go, there's a little something for me to get there. Now, the other thing you can do is brush them down and see if there is anything obnoxiously hanging way down. Now, down I tend to leave more alone than up. There's really not much. And be very careful, because you don't want to cut them down and buzz cut your brows. So I'm going to leave mine alone. They're relatively in line and in good shape. But like I said, err on the side of caution. So back up we go. Okay, the next step is to proportion out your brows. Your brows frame your face, and it's absolutely amazing what a good brow can do for your face. It's one of the few things that I do if I'm not gonna do much makeup, is I make sure I do at least a minimal brow. It really does help make your face look better. I can talk, sure. So we're gonna take our Anastasia Beverly Hills Perfect Brow Pencil, which also has a spoolie on the other end. And I have these both in taupe and soft brown. You can get help at Sephora to pick your exact color, but I will link it below. And you're gonna line your brow up. Brows come in thirds. The first 2 thirds are here, here, 1, 2, and the last third is the tail. And it's actually from here to your arch is a straight line, and from your arch to the end is a straight line. But where should they start? Where should the arch be? And where should it end? I'll show you how. Line it up with your nose, go in a straight line, come down and mark it. Then take it from your nose, go straight through the black dot in your eye, called your iris, right there, and that's where the high point in your brow should be. And then take your nose and go right through the corner of your eye, and see right there is where your brow should end. You can drag it further down, but it'll actually drag down your eye. Now, this is a part where if you have close set eyes or far set eyes and you want to mess with the proportions a little bit and change how your eyes look, a little teeny bit will make a big difference. Now, let's say you have close set eyes and you'd like to push them out a little bit. What you're going to do is, instead of marking it right here, right on target, you're going to move it over just a hair. Instead of here, you're going to go here. Now, if you have obvious hairs there, you might have to pluck a few out, but I would be very careful about that. So just a touch out if you want to move your eyes out. If you would like to push your eyes in together more, instead of lining up directly with your nose, just move it over a little bit more. I mean, we're talking just a smidgen, because you don't want to cause like unibrow. That really is not the name of the game. So a little bit out to push them out, a little bit in to push them in, and you'd be amazed what the difference will make. I'm also going to tell you before we get started, get a mirror that is a close mirror so you can see, and a mirror a foot or two in front of you so you can look back and forth between the two of them, because what you see close you want to make sure looks good from afar as well. We're almost ready to begin, but this tool is probably one of the most important tools that you're going to have, and that is your brow brush. Having a good one is so important because it totally makes a difference if you're going to use pomade, or as people here say, pomade. It's just huge. So what I use is a Sephora number 90 eyeliner brush. Unfortunately, they have discontinued it. You still can get it online at Sephora, I think packaged with some gel eyeliner. I happen to love this brush because if you see, it's paper thin. Get a brush that's very thin and about a 1/4 inch angled liner. It's also nice to have a white tip because then you can see what product is on it. Okay guys, now you are even closer to my naked face. And we are going to start out with Anastasia Beverly Hills, a brow pomade. I use soft brown, although sometimes I use taupe. So like I said, I do my brows all different kinds of way. It depends on what I feel like, and it's actually the time of year too. So I'm gonna go back in with my spoolie and brush those brows up. You're gonna use the spoolie a lot. And I'm gonna get my wonderful 1/4 inch angled brow or liner brush. This one has a little bit of stiffness to it, and that's why I like it with the pomade or pomade. And you're just gonna take the tip and lightly go in. You don't want to smush the brush in, and you really don't want product. You can see it there, it's loaded. You don't want more than that on the brush. I like to start right here and just follow the line, make a straight line up to the arch, and you're going to reload, and you're going to follow that line down to where you made that mark at the tail, which, watch that, it comes right off if you set it up for the first time. Reload your brush again, and then lightly we're going to start making flicks, little individual hair marks. Now, if you notice, I'm going a lighter in the front of my brow. You want to go lighter and then go back in a gradient, because you don't want to fill all the way blocked in or you get block brows, and it's not the cutest thing in the world. Although if that's your thing, hey, go for it, because they're yours. So I like to fill in a little bit right here. And start going up. Fill in a little bit at the tail. And this is why I like a little bit of a stiff brush. I am going to go back and blend, but I can flick with it And as soon as your brush starts to get old, believe me, replace it. It is worth everything to have proper tools. And then we're gonna go right up in the front and flick, 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 all the little hairs. There we go. And it looks a lot more natural this way. Pick up your spoolie and blend some. Blend, 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 blend. I don't blend in the front quite yet because I don't want to take out my little flick marks. You're going to reload the brush very lightly, and you're going to take it right here and line it up and just pull forward in a straight line. Boom. Perfection. It is actually a lot easier than it looks, and it doesn't take that much time. And then add a few more hairs if you like. Okay, I went ahead and did the other brow. Now we're gonna go back in with our pencil, spoolie, or the one on the stick, and just blend it gently. I'm not gonna put anything on the top. As I said, this is kind of a halfway brow, literally. And it's the one that I've been liking to do lately. Now I'm going to take the other end, the pencil, and not with the tip, but with the side, we're going to shade in lightly any areas that you want to fill in a little bit more. And then gently with that tip, pull it down. Now it's time for some cleanup. Alright, now that you've got your brows filled in with pomade, pencil, we're going to take a clean Q-tip, and that's the first thing. Don't touch your brows, and just run it around the edges and around the top, because blending, you're gonna get some on you. And there you go. No matter how neat you are, there it is. And then the next thing you're going to do is get your Tweezerman tweezers out. And I really mean it. These are worth it to spend the money to get good tweezers. You have a lot more control. You can get small ones. I love this size, and they do sharpen for life. This is when you're going to go ahead and do your plucking, because your brows are filled in. You can see where the hairs belong. And this is when you can look, and carefully, please, go lightly. Clean up any stray hairs that you might see, because now you can tell where. Alright, so we've proportioned your brows, we have filled them in, we have used the perfect brow pencil, we have blended with our spoolie, we've got a nice gradient without it being blocked off in the front. And now you're going to take your concealer. I like to use Sephora Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer. Sometimes I use MAC Pro Longwear. If I do use this, I only use it for my brows, and this is in #1 Bavarian Cream. I like to use a lighter one, especially when I'm going to be doing color looks, but you can match it to your skin, or you can do just a hair lighter because it highlights under your brow. And we're just going to take a little bit underneath, and I'm going to put a little bit here because it's also going to be setting up my eye. Gosh, my teeth setting. Goodness, girl. And I'm going to take a different 1/4 inch angle brush, which you notice is super thin, and I'm going to go in and load up my brush, and then I like to flip the angle here and get it right underneath there. And just think straight line. Follow it, because from here to the arch is a straight line. From the arch to the tail is a straight line. If you think of it that way, you'll have nice, neat brows. And take your time. There is no rush. I like to hit right here to define it, and then feather it out slightly. And just make sure it is super straight and crisp. My mirror and blend it in. You don't have to use an angle brush. You can use a smaller brush of your choice. That's just what I choose. And this is where I make super sure it's blended and it's nice and straight. Voila. And you don't have to go this way. I choose to because it makes your eyeshadows pop up better. I like to do my eyebrows first before I do the rest of my face. Because if you do your eyes first, you know where your eyeshadow is going to go. Well, your eyebrows first, and then you do your eyes. And if you have any fallout, it falls onto skin that you're going to clean up anyway. All right, now that you've got your concealer on, you're going to take the same brush that you've blended your concealer out with, and you're going to tap out some setting powder to the lid, and just going to set that eye so it does not smudge. Still, it always makes me think of Ron Popeil. Set it and forget it. This way you have a nice canvas set up and ready to do your eye makeup. All right, guys, and this is the last step. Usually I wait until my makeup is all done, and it's one of the last things I do, but I use some clear setting gel. You can also use slightly tinted setting gel. I prefer clear. Both Ardell and Anastasia Beverly Hills make great ones, and you take the clear gel and just, as a finishing touch, run it through those brows. I like to brush up a little bit and leave them up a little bit. You can brush them up and then straighten them out. It's all about personal preference, and it's all about expression, because to me that's what makeup is all about. But for now, this is how I do my brows, and that is the end of part 1. How to set up your brows and how to put on a pomade and pencil and whatnot and do your brows the way I'm doing mine right now. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's much easier for you guys now. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and ask what kind of brow you want next. I will be coming with more. So thanks so much, guys, for being with me. Give your girl a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ding da ding ding dong ding, hit that notification bell, because I am live twice weekly with 2 different shows, and I upload multiple videos weekly from multiple different series. All right, I love you guys. Lady Portia.